Hey guys, into the end here. I have a new exciting deck here today. It's not mine. It's directly copied off of someone else. It is the Divining Rod, sort of, I don't know what you call this, four color control combo-ish kind of deck with Divining Rod and a bunch of really large legendaries. Um, I've seen this deck first, maybe a month back in the um, ETS tournaments top eights, and this deck has actually climbed into top eight in two separate tournaments. Is the exact same deck list, ran by two different players, Grimfan and Shukum. The two lists are 100% the same, and one of them finished second, and one of them finished third. I've done some Google searches to find out more about this deck. And I couldn't find anything. The only thing that I found was I believe, Russian Twitch video of some player using this deck, and he only used it for one game. And he was speaking in Russian, so I don't really know what's going on, not what he's saying. And I'm super curious about this deck. I think this deck looks super sweet. It definitely makes the Johnny? No, not Johnny. Timmy. I think it makes the Timmy in me giggle. Timmy is the gimmick one, right? I don't actually remember, but I think this deck is really interesting. Oh, that was a magic turn, by the way, for anyone who doesn't notice. There's three kinds of players: Timmy, Johnny, and Spike. People who are always playing the best tier 1 decks, people who loves playing gimmicky decks, combo decks, and then people who loves playing really big unit decks. And this is clearly, actually, this is both a gimmick combo deck and a really large units deck. The curve in this deck is absurd. Looking at the deck list without really playing any real games, I can only assume this deck gets mana screwed a lot. This curve is ridiculous. It's like even from 1 drop to 7, 8 drops, which is just insane. 25 power sources, plus 4 seek power, plus 2 find a way. That's only 31 power sources, and you're kind of expecting to cast triple red, triple time, and then triple justice cards the turn after. I have no idea how this works. I suspect you will get mana screwed most of the games. But this deck looks awesome. I haven't really taken the plunge to make this deck yet because it is got a whole bunch of legendaries that I don't own. And in the case of Caleb, I don't think this is even a playable legendary, so if I'm crafting 4 of these, it's just for this deck. I can't imagine playing him in any other deck. So it's kind of an expensive experiment, but I am going to do it today because I have 86,000 shift stones saved up. I'm just gonna go ahead and, oh wait, I forgot to switch the screen back. So I've been clicking on things and showing cards on this window for the last like 2-3 minutes, and you guys have been staring at the deck list. Oops. So anyway, I don't own a lot of these cards, but I am gonna go ahead, for the sake of this video, make all of them. It's gonna cost me 25,000 shift stones for a bunch of cards that I don't own. Let's do it. Done. Alright, the deck is now mine. Like I said, I have no idea how good this deck is, but the fact that it finished top 8 in 2 different tournaments tells me that there is some promise to this deck. And as it is, whenever I play with someone else's deck, I like to not change anything, play the list as is meant to be played, and do maybe 10, 20, 30 games before making any changes to it, because I don't want my experiences in the first few games to create any kind of bias in my evaluation. That could just be caused by variance. All right, with that said, that is my new deck. And we're gonna try this deck out for the next couple of days, and we're gonna play a game right now. Oh, I have climbed into Masters using the Armory deck that I showcased a couple of days back. This deck has got an extremely high win rate. I think I win anywhere between 8 to 9 games out of every 10 games. That's like an 80-90% win rate. I didn't track it very carefully, so take it with a grain of salt, but I've been winning a lot of games with this deck, and it feels overwhelmingly powerful and well suited. There, depending on how you tune the armory deck, it really doesn't. Well, I guess it depends on how you tune it. There's no weaknesses if you're allowed to tune it however you like. But the way I have built it, it's very weak against the super fast, aggressive sort of Stone Scar, Sky, Craig aggro decks, or the G-list decks. Particularly bad against them. But it's good against pretty much everything else. Control, no problem. Chalice, not an issue. Praxis, piece of cake. Elysian monsters, very easy. Opposing Argent Port, Tavern decks, very easy. The deck just feels incredibly powerful. I couldn't not recommend it more if you want to climb ladder. Alright, let's take a look at this hand. This hand looks fantastic, actually. I got 4 power sources. I assume with Seek Power, I can get whatever power I need. I have a turn 2 and 4 play, and then followed by a Harsh Rule. This hand looks fantastic. I can't imagine a deck with a curve like this one getting any better hands than this. I even get a... Okay, so I actually don't know what I need from the Seek Power. I suspect I need a second red to play Diogo, and I have triple green and I have single time. I'm actually just not going to play it. I'm in no particular rush. As long as I can hit 5 power by turn 5, I can play Harsh Rule, so that I'm not really... Just because I don't know the deck very well, I don't really know what I should be... Oh, I have now a second copy of Seek Power. So, I have a couple of options. I can silence his Initiates of the Sands, which is really good. It puts him off of 3 mana, 4 power next turn, which is a Sandstorm Titan. But I could also save it against a Dawnwalker. And then just kill the Dawnwalker off with the Harsh Rule. And because I have a Harsh Rule, I don't really care if he casts a lot of units. So with that said, I think I'm just going to go ahead and Seek Power for a second red, which I know I'll need. And then I will Seek Power for time, which I suspect I'll eventually need, even though I don't need it now. Because I do believe I need triple red and triple time to play Heart of the Vault. And I need triple red to play Karya, so I think this is fine. Okay, there's the scenario that we just talked about. Yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and silence the Dawnwalker, which is very good for us. I'm going to hold the Seek Power, because I already have 5 power in hand. I can already play Harsh Rule. So what I don't know is, do I need the 3rd time first, or do I need the 3rd fire? So I'm just going to go ahead and hold the Seek Power in my hand. As I become more familiar with the deck, maybe I could have used the Seek Power and be more power efficient, but as it is, I think I'm okay. I can wait. Okay, 2 more turns into our Harsh Rule, but I suspect... okay, well that solves all of my problems. I can Seek Power, or I can rise to the challenge. I have access to 6 power. I can play Heart of the Vault. I'm just gonna go ahead and... I have no idea what I want, but... I suspect I'm going to take either a Soulfire Drake or Heart of the Vault. Soulfire Drake is pretty sweet. Gives all my units charge and flying, but I think Heart of the Vault gives me more card effect. Wait, oh hey, I can search for Divining Rod? Okay, well... I'm just gonna search for Divining Rod then. Hey, that's right, it's a weapon, so... Wow. Okay. I'm just gonna Divining Rod up my Diogo and see what happens. I mean, that is what the deck is designed to do, right? Probably smarter to go for a Soulfire Drake or Heart of the Vault, but eh. Yeah, that's just Harsh Rule. This is actually not a very good Harsh Rule, because the Wisp replaced itself the Reinhardt replaced itself, the Acolyte already replaced itself. So he only, this is actually just a 1-for-1 card trade. I do get rid of my opponent's board, but oh, so close to getting this and then the Divining Rod in play in the same turn. I'm still gonna do this because it's just more efficient use of my mana. Swing in for 1. So next turn we can Divining Rod, and then on the following turn I can Ultimate Diogo, and I suppose that's okay. Diogo's dead. Little that he knows, I want this thing more than I want Diogo. Alright. Let's see how this... I'm pretty excited. Please don't whiff. Come on. Whiff? Whiff? Oh no! Oh yes. Oh yeah, that is a lot of damage. I think I'll keep Diogo back to block his Dawnwalker. Actually, no. The Ikaria can block his Dawnwalker. No. Yeah, so this Alluring Ember is going to chump his Heart of the Vault, and then this Diogo is going to block the... no, the Ikaria is going to block his Dawnwalker. That was sweet. Wow, I actually didn't think about the fact that a Divining Rod on the Alluring Ember does a lot of damage. Like, this one is 6 damage flyer. In my previous experiences with playing with Divining Rod and my other brews, the Divining Rod was nothing more than to grab units, and it was never really irrelevant. But now it actually is relevant. Oh, ouch. Okay. Well, that sucks. That means I chump here and I take 4, go to 2. There's no other play, right? That Obliterate was very painful. Now I can't attack with Diogo. Oh no, these are exhausted. So my opponent needs a defender, or he dies to Caleb. Yes. Let's see what he gets. This guy gets a Smith's Hammer. This guy gets this guy gets double damage. Oh, that was a lot of fun. I'm so glad I spent 26k Shiftstones on this. I don't imagine every game to work out that well because, like I said, I expect this deck to get power screwed a lot, but that was incredibly fun. I hope you guys are enjoying the video because I have actually never found any articles or any literature or any videos on this deck, except for that one Russian one. This is good. If I grab a green from Seek Power, then I have double. But with that said, I need triple to cast these spells. And I have no turn 1, 2, 3 plays. I'm actually going to redraw this, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I have no relevant plays for... Oh, Jesus. Okay. I guess now we know. I think with this deck, you're just not going to have a play for the first 5 turns. Because the curve is kind of crazy. Maybe that's the reason why this deck isn't so prevalent in the meta, because you're not doing anything for look at my hand, a 5-drop, a 6-drop, a 7-drop, a 7-drop, and an 8-drop. This can't possibly be winning too many games if you run into this kind of a curve. So maybe 10 to 20 games later, the first thing we're going to do is reduce some of the 8-drops and 7-drops and put in more 2-drops and 3-drops. But let's do this. So we have double green, double time, double red. So I think we want triple red because all of these cards require triple red. Right? Sure, whatever. Okay, next turn we can harsh rule. We just have to cross our fingers that our opponent doesn't have a stand together and that he's not holding it up. Otherwise, I think we just die. So he doesn't play anything. I think that tells me that he does have a stand together. So instead, I'm going to play a Soulfire Drake with the intention of blocking. Yeah, he definitely does have a stand together. He's debating if he should play it now. Oh no, he has a Desert Marshal. If I made the wrong call, I'm pretty screwed. So here we'll trade it for his 5/5 very easily. Take 5, go to 10, and then we're going to be forced to harsh rule, unfortunately. And he will beat us with a stand together. But we have no options because our deck is all 5 drops, 6 drops, 7 drops, and 8 drops. Okay. So he definitely can't play harsh rule anymore. I guess we'll prevent 2 damage by blocking this. Because there's 2 damage either way I block, so... Sorry, I'm only preventing 2 damage no matter how I block, because this thing just overwhelms over for the rest. Alright, now I have 6 mana. Let's harsh rule. Now, I still can't do anything because these are 6 drops, I can't play them. I need to draw 1 more sigil of any kind to play a Karya. He's got a... Okay, sure. You should definitely attack before playing your units, guys. Don't do what he did. Oh, no. Oh, it's a coming to play depleted. It's a depleted power sigil, so I am 100% dead here. Because next turn I can play a Karya, but I can only block 1 unit anyway, and I'm at 2, so I die no matter what happens here. Oh man, if that power was non-depleted, I could have Divining Rod my Karya, and that would have been super sweet. I could still whiff, but it would have been super sweet. I'm just 1 turn too slow here. 1 turn too slow. A chump blocker would have done it. He does have to stand together though in his hand. So I still think it was the correct thing not to play the harsh rule on that turn. But what surprised me was my opponent decided not to hold up his stand together and played his equipment. Yeah, this curve is insane. I think a couple more Combre healers would have been definitely the right way to go. But no, let's not mess with the top 8 deck and play a few more games first before we jump to conclusions. Then again, those top 8 decks does have a sideboard. Maybe they sideboard in the early games units quite a bit. Yeah, they do. It looks like they do have more Combre healers. A bunch of... there's 4 torches in the sideboard. I think I would main deck the torches in this deck for sure. Oh yeah, I would absolutely main deck the torches, and maybe 1 more Combre healer in this deck. Those are definitely tweaks that I will be doing. Don't suppose it matters. I'll play the Seed of Impulse first, because if I draw another Seed of Impulse, I can play the Alluring Ember next turn. Whereas the Desert Marshal and the Combre healers have a lower requirement. I only need 1 of each. This one needs 2 or 2 each. Neva Winter, or Neverwinter. Okay. He didn't get to really benefit from having the extra power. I think against this deck, because it's Elysian, I am actually pretty incentivized to shut off this this initiative sense, because this deck can play some very gross cards like Cerso on 5, and a lot of these decks runs Mystic Ascendance and also Crystallize, very strong cards, so I'm kind of inclined to slow him down a little bit. In fact, he missed the power drop, so we slowed him down a lot. Good. Can't play this. I don't want to play the Combre healer because I want a harsh rule, but I think if you don't play anything, they're also inclined not to play anything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play 1 copy of it as bait. And what this will do is it's gonna force him to overextend into the harsh rule. Okay. That's fine. Okay. We have another harsh rule. So I'm actually just gonna do this. And this Combre healer can hold his Titan back indefinitely, and this can hold back the rest of his team. So we're just gonna wait for him to play at least 2 more fatties before we have to harsh rule. Okay, we'll just block. What does he do? Oh, he has a predatory Cranosaur. That's too bad. Oh no, he can't play it. He only has 2 time. So it was just a free attack for him. He just did it because, for whatever reason, maybe I won't block. So my opponent did the right thing. That was a free attack. You should always make those. Because even if... Alright. Unfortunately, he did replenish his hand with this Wasp, so I didn't get as much card advantage as I really hoped. So let's continue to bait him. Oh, mate, I made a big mistake. I think I should have gone for the green. No, I think this is okay. I do need triple, triple, triple at some point, so time or justice, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter which one I got to 3 first. Ouch. This is painful. Okay. If he attacks with everything, I am going to have to do a bunch of chump... No. Let's block this one. And chump block that one. Okay. That's a lot of damage. My opponent lost his initiative sand, so I don't know why he attacked with it. Unless he doesn't need it. So let's just go ahead and partial away his board. This deck has no standing. Oh, jeez. That can't be good. I need this Alluring Amber because I think if I draw a Divining Rod, I need something to put it onto. So I could play it as a blocker, but I think I'll just take the damage next turn and hope to draw into a Divining Rod soon for this to come back. That backlash is pretty backbreaking. I should know about the backlash because I play this exact same deck and I also run 2 backlash in my deck. This list is very similar to mine. Jeez, I'm down 9. I die next turn. If he has another backlash in his hand, I do lose. Oh jeez. I'm really close to dead. But he's also empty. Okay, well let's just start with killing all his units. We'll play this, attack him for 1, and hope to top deck any of our 6+ spells, because they're all pretty good. This would kill me pretty quickly, so... Oh dear. Yeah, no. Just in case he top decks another Obelisk, making this a 5/5, we'll have to hold this back for the block. I'm kind of proud of myself for playing around these things, but I don't really want to call it, because then it puts me in a really bad position. Come on, Caleb! Nope. Alright. Next time, I'm not gonna call these things. I'll think about it, but I won't call them out. Alright, so we're 1 and 2 with this deck. The first game was super exciting. The second game, we died without a whimper. And the third game was kind of okay, I guess, but very swingy. Despite having an enormous amount of very expensive and powerful cards, I didn't draw a single one that game. That's... I hope that's variance. I really hope that's just purely variance, because otherwise it'll make this deck really difficult to win with. But let's see. Hey, this name looks really familiar. Might have just played him. This is a very cool graphic right here around Talir. Let's do this one. I chose to use the Double Dragon portrait because it's the coolest looking one. I think all the scions are kind of ugly. Like, she looks like she's so stoned. Alright. Oh, did he say... Okay, so next turn we play the Seed of Progress, and we can play the Alluring Ember or the Combre Healer. Probably the Healer. I don't really need anything from the Alluring Ember. Okay. Well, I'm certainly not going to play the Ember now. I could choose to leave up Scorpion Wasp. I can just play the healer. I think I would just play the healer. It would take him a lot to get through to the healer, to kill the healer, and this will mitigate a lot of damage. And the Wasp is always good for killing very large units later on in the game, whereas the Combo Healer is not. Oh, okay, well, I guess he has enough to kill the healer. So next turn we'll hold up the Scorpion Wasp, and we're just gonna ambush that healer. Once again, I don't see a point in having a 1/1 in play. So he's got another unit in his hand that has killer, presumably a much bigger unit. We'll see. So he's gonna return this to his hand. Sure, that's still okay. He loses his staff for a couple more turns, and he has to replay. Oh, I see. Silence my Wasp, making it effectively useless. And now I am power screwed. Wow, we're really experiencing all the different problems this deck has. Huh? Like I said, the curve is too high. There's probably not enough power in the deck. We knew that it was gonna get power screwed a lot, and we did. Although this is the one game power screwed out of 4 games so far. This thing has killer and he's used it. So I guess the question is, yeah, this actually mitigates the most damage. Because I can block the 3/3 and I can just trade with the 2/2. And he's not going to attack with his 1/1 because he needs the power. So this mitigates all the damage actually. Wow, killer and Aegis, never mind. And endurance. This is a very neat combo. Tranquil Scholar, and Teleport. So we'll trade here. Okay, we're still stuck on power. The question is, do I need this Ember, or do I just want to use it to block? Because it in play prevents this from attacking, so it's already mitigating 1 damage, and then I can chump block, so it mitigates actually 4 damage. I am going to play it, but I'm not going to block with it, because if I draw one of the banners that comes into play depleted without a unit, then I lose. Whereas if I draw a banner now, I can actually Harsh Rule next turn as long as this is still alive. Oh, he doesn't care, does he? So he must have a... Oh, if he doesn't care, it means he has a Harsh Stand Together in his hand. That's why he's going to attack into here. So I think we lose either way then. Because he's going to Stand Together, kill this, and then all his units have... all his units will have Aegis. So I think this play tells me that I'm dead. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway, I don't draw any lands. This is 11 damage, so let's play 1 more turn. He's going to Stand Together, and these 2 units will have 12 damage, and it'll kill me. Nope, he still doesn't do it. Okay, we'll block the 3/3. Actually, if he has Stand Together, we die either way. So let's just block here, and go to 1 if he doesn't have to Stand Together. Okay, so because he has the Finest Hour, we're dead either way, so the block wouldn't have mattered. Alright, so we're a quick 1-3 with this deck. Besides the first super exciting game, we are just slipping down the ladder. Alright, let's do one more quick game, and then I'm going to test a bunch of games on my own off camera, and then I will make tweaks, and I will make an update video. I think the first game of this deck was really exciting, and I really definitely want to make or want to have more games like that one. Okay. I have 0 time. Oh dear. The mana base of this deck is horrendous. Alright. Yeah, I can't imagine how we win with this deck if the mana base looks like this. Our first play is a 4-drop, and it's... And then look at these mana symbols. Alright, we drew an 8-drop. I'm actually very surprised that this deck made it top 8 twice. Okay, so we're drawing a Shatterglass Mage next turn, which is just miserable. And he's got a Bartholo. And next turn he's going to follow up with a Falchion most likely, and will be dead in 5 turns. Nope, he doesn't do it. Maybe he's... Yep, he's got an Impending Doom instead, which is good because he plays around me having weapons. But we are actually just dead, so let's not demoralize ourselves anymore by dragging us on. All right. Well, this deck is a top 8 deck. But it appears that all of my criticism and fear for the deck in the beginning is all true. The mana base is absurd. You get influence screwed a little bit, but you get the power screwed a lot, and you have way too many 7-8 drops that you're always gonna have cluttered in your hand and nothing to do with. And most of the games we have, except for one game, the other 5 games we have a lot of very big units in our hand that we've never been able to play. And even if we reached the power to play those 7-8 drops, I don't think it would have mattered because my opponent would have had an overwhelming board position that I wouldn't be able to come back from with a single one of those units. I think this deck basically needs to draw Harsh Rule every game to win, which is not a good place to be. So I'm going to go ahead and tweak this, and I will come back with another video. Thanks for watching, guys.